Simba misses his mommy and his daddy, right, Simba? So I'm trying to give Simba lots of extra attention.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 8 a.m. and here's Simba. He's in this bed on top of the armoire. And I don't know if you could see some of Splash's white fur, but he's under the bed already. The reason why is because I do have a family member that has been staying with me or stayed with me overnight. And so this is what Splash does. He comes out at night, but then during the day he hangs out under the bed. So last night, two really cute things happened. The first thing was probably around 9:30 p.m. I was going to lay on the day sofa in Boo's room and watch some TV. And so I turned the light on and I was like, okay, I guess I won't do that because Simba was all stretched out on the day sofa and Splash was in the cat tower. So the two of them were so cute together in that room. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm not going to bother you. But then, I don't know exactly what happened, but Splash got spooked. And then, he left the room and then Simba followed him. So I was like, okay, I guess I will lay down in this room. So I ended up sleeping in Boo's room last night. I started by laying down on the day sofa watching TV. And then I just fell asleep. And I was like, I'm just going to sleep here. And it felt good to sleep there because I felt closer to Boo by doing that, because the room has been completely cleared out, but it still feels like him. It just reminds me of him. So I slept pretty good there. But what happened was around 3 a.m. I woke up and I was thirsty and I was like, I gotta get some water. And then I was like, I wonder where Splash and Simba are. And I look and the two of them are laying on my bed together. I've never seen that before. Usually it's only maybe Simba, but this time it was Simba and Splash. And I was like, that is so cute. And these are the dinner plates for the Lucky 7. So I fed them dinner yesterday, but they didn't eat it. When I went to bed, I checked on them and there's still food on the plates. What they do is if someone's visiting the house, they usually all go into hiding, which is what they're doing now. Oh, I see Sammy's head on a shelf. And then once the house gets quiet, then they come out. And so that's what they did last night. They came out and they ate their dinner. So that's good. One of the things on the agenda today is to go to Target and get some more of that pretty litter, the color changing litter, because I'm going to put it in this litter box. That way, when the cats use it, which will mostly be Splash and Simba, then I'll be able to see what's going on. I'm actually wondering if I can maybe even get rid of one of these litter boxes. So with the OG4, it was obviously 4 cats, Stella, Boo, Splash, and Simba. And up here, I have anywhere between 4 and 5 litter boxes. When I say 5, it's because we were testing out the pretty litter, the color changing litter, to see how that goes. But let's say on average, I always have 4 litter boxes for 4 cats. Now with only Splash and Simba, I don't really need 4 litter boxes. I just need a litter box here, one litter box here, 1 litter box in my room, and 1 litter box in the main living area. The reason why I do it that way is, if for some reason a cat is in my room with the door shut, they have a litter box. If a cat is in here with the door shut, they have a litter box. If a cat's in the main living area and, the doors are shut, they have a litter box. Obviously, the Lucky 7 are in the house. They can use any litter box that they want, when the doors are open. But I always have to think, okay, if for some reason a cat's in a room, the door's shut, do they have a litter box? So I could actually probably get rid of one of these. Maybe that'll be something in the future, because I do want to see how they like to use the color changing litters. I mean, Boo has been pooping and peeing in it, so he didn't have a problem with it. Splash and Simba, I believe they've been peeing in it. I don't know if they've been pooping in it. So I definitely want to at least have 1 litter box in the house that has that. And so since this room tends to be the room where cats go if they have like a health issue, if they need to recover for something. I think this would be the room to put the color changing litter. In which case, maybe I would put it in this enclosure eventually. I mean, this is fresh litter yesterday, and this was all cleaned out yesterday. The house feels so quiet and empty without Boo. You have to remember that Boo is my greeting committee upstairs. Like whenever I got up in the morning, whenever I came home, he was the happy cat that was greeting me. So it's a very different experience today. Even though he was in the hospital for 3 days and he wasn't here, it just feels way different knowing he's never coming back versus, oh, he'll be out of the hospital in a few days. What's going to be really interesting is to see how Simba and Splash evolve now that Boo's not here. So with Boo, he was always very possessive of me. He always felt that I was like his territory, and he would often do things to let the other cats know. So for example, here's the play rug. And what would happen is like I'd get down here and this is where I'd be. And I'd be like, okay, guys, you want some crunchies? And Stella would be here, Boo would be here, Simba would be here, and then Splash would come in and he'd be here. And what would happen is that if Splash came over here, well, Splash would always go to Stella first because, Stella was his mom, so he'd always rub up against Stella, headbutt Stella. But sometimes he'd come around Stella and, want pets from me, so I'd be petting him, at which case Boo would then come over here and kind of be like, no, get away, I'm in charge of this territory over here. And then after Stella passed away, I noticed the same thing kept happening. So like without Stella here, Splash would come over here and like he'd want pets and I'd pet him. And then Boo would get, I don't know if he'd get like jealous or what, but then he would come over here and he would be like, this is my territory, back off. So I noticed that like a few times happening. And I was like, okay, that's really interesting. And I would make an extra effort to give Splash pets, whether it was over there on a scratch and roll or in another room or whatever. And Boo and Splash have always had a strange relationship like that, because even when Splash and Simba were kittens and living outside, like I'll never forget, I would hear like a cat screaming, and then all of a sudden I would see Splash come running across the patio, and then like Boo would be chasing after him. And sometimes I thought that they were playing like that Boo was like teaching him, and then at other times I wasn't so sure. So Boo and Splash have always had a bit of a relationship like that. Like Boo has always been a little bit tough on Splash, more of a disciplinarian with Splash than he was with Simba, although he was also a disciplinarian with Simba. Over the years, I always felt like maybe Boo was trying to toughen up Splash, be like, okay, Splash, don't be such a wishy-washy, just, toughen up a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how Splash's behavior changes without Boo here. And to be honest, everything just feels so surreal. It kind of feels like the last 9 years were just a dream, like a really good dream. And now it's over. I'm waking up today to a completely new reality. One that I would never expect. A week ago, I would never expect this. A month ago, I would never expect this. A year ago, I would never expect that I would not have Stella or Boo here. Like, how does this happen? Today we're trying this pretty litter clumping cat litter. So the pretty litter that I had previously did not clump. Like you just scooped out the solids and then like where the cats peed, you just kind of like mixed it back in. And I did not notice any like strong odor from it or anything, so that was fine. But I saw this one, and this one says it's clumping, so I thought I'd give this one a try first. So I just put some in this litter box and we'll see if the cats use it, how it works, and then as this empties out, like as I scoop out the clumps, I'll just refill it with the regular non-clumping litter, and we'll just see which one I like better and which one the cats like better, if it makes a difference for them or not. It is 3 p.m. and here's Simba. He's still laying on top of the armoire. This is what's left of his breakfast. I had some canned sardines. And here's Splash. He's still underneath the bed. He ate all of his breakfast. I'm gonna remove that plate. All of the litter boxes are getting scrubbed today, so it's a good day for that. It's nice and sunny out. This is the breakfast that I gave to the Lucky 7. They've pretty much been hiding all day, so it looks like maybe they're going to be eating some of this for dinner. I don't know if they're going to be coming out soon. But here's Sammy. She was just in the window. Sammy's getting to be the brave one. Sammy, are you the brave one? You're the brave one? Yeah? You watching the litter boxes get scrubbed? You watching the litter boxes get scrubbed? Come here. Give me pets. Come here, give me pets. So earlier today, I went out and got a few errands done. Went to Costco, went to Target, went out to lunch. I am in absolutely no mood to celebrate a birthday today, so I'm just kind of like going through the motions. I opened some presents this morning that a family member sent me and, went out to lunch today. And I'm not in the mood to celebrate. Like, I just want to sit around and be sad over Boo. Like, I still can't believe what happened yesterday. I still can't believe that he had to be put down yesterday. And I know it was the only thing that could be done because he literally could not breathe and his heart was giving out. I just don't know how he got to be in such bad shape so soon. Like, it happened so suddenly, literally within a week. In 1 week, he went from, being totally fine other than, not wanting to really eat his food to, having to be put down because his organs were shutting down. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. With Stella, I was trying to wrap my head around, everything that happened in the emergency room, the entire 3 days that led up to her passing. And with Boo, I'm just trying to wrap my head around such a sudden decline over 1 week. It's 7:45 a.m. and here's Splash. Good morning, Splash. How are you, baby? Splash was up pretty much all night. I looked at the security cameras this morning, and Splash ate a lot of the food that I left out. So Simba was really picky with his dinner yesterday. So what happened was yesterday, I knew I was going to be out of the house all day. I didn't know what time I was getting home. So I set up automatic feeders for the cats. I set up 2 up here, 1 for Splash, 1 for Simba. And I set up the automatic feeder downstairs for the Lucky 7. And I left here around 11 a.m. So everyone had their breakfast, but Simba did not eat his breakfast very well. He really wasn't hungry for breakfast. And I thought, well, maybe it's because he ate food 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, because I watched that on the security camera. He ate some food early in the morning, and I was like, okay, maybe he's not really hungry. So I left him some dry food. I left him his, raw food for breakfast. Splash eats good. Splash is my good eater. And then I was like, okay, the automatic feeders are set up. Simba had an automatic feeder, Splash had an automatic feeder, and I put an automatic feeder downstairs for the Lucky 7. So when I leave, I shut the door between the upstairs and the downstairs. And that way, everyone should be able to, eat their food, and nobody's going to eat anyone else's food, and everything should be fine, and then no fights or disagreements or anything. So that's what I did. Well, what happened was, an hour and a half later, or 2 hours later, I decide to check the security camera footage. And what do I see? An hour after I left, I see Sammy and other members of the Lucky 7 walking around up here. Now, I don't know how they're getting that door open. Somehow, they're getting that door open. And that's not the first time it happened. It's happened multiple times in the past. So I got to figure this out. I got to figure out who's opening the door. I believe it's Sammy. And it's only happened since I put up that screen door. So part of me thinks maybe she's climbing up the screen door to the doorknob and somehow getting that doorknob open. I don't know. The reason why I don't think it's Nancy is because last night at 5 a.m., I heard Nancy banging on the door and crying at the door because she wants to come up. But I was not going to let her up because last night Nancy came up and she ambushed Splash. So what's happening now, because Boo's no longer here, is that Nancy comes upstairs. When she wants to come upstairs, she'll run upstairs and run around the house. And usually the first thing she does is look for Boo. And, she has eyes for Boo, so she'd keep an eye on Boo. Now she runs around looking for Boo, but then she doesn't find Boo, which is kind of sad. But then yesterday she fixed her eyes on Splash, because I think what happened is that Splash was laying in a cat tower in the room. Splash is black, Boo's black, and his back was to Nancy. So Nancy saw the black fur. So I think Nancy thought, oh, maybe that's Boo. Or she thought, well, I'll just ambush Splash instead. And it's not like she was ambushing Boo, in the past she did. But, Boo stood up to her and Boo smacked her around a few times. So Boo was not having any of her ambushing. So he was kind of used to it. Look at Splash. He's getting comfortable. So now, hopefully, I hope she's not going to just start, going after Splash, but maybe Splash is going to blossom and bloom into a little bit of a different personality now. I don't know. We have to see. We're taking it one day at a time. But anyway, so what happened was I saw that the Lucky 7 came upstairs yesterday when they weren't supposed to. And all I thought was, great, they're going to eat the food out of the feeders and Splash and Simba are not going to get any food. So thankfully, I was not on an overnight trip. Because if I was on an overnight trip, I probably would have had to found a way to come back. But I was not on an overnight trip. I knew I was going to be back in the evening. I ended up getting back around 8 p.m. So sure enough, the Lucky 7 ate all the food out of Splash and Simba's feeder. And since I didn't come home too late, what I did was I put them all back downstairs. Then I gave Splash and Simba some dinner. And Splash ate his, and Simba ate a little tiny bit of his. He really didn't want to eat much, and I didn't know if he was having an upset stomach. Simba is very much affected by Boo's passing because Simba and Boo were buddies. Boo was probably closest to Simba than anyone in the house as far as relationships go. I mean, he was very close to Stella too, but he wasn't buddy-buddy with Stella the way he's buddy-buddy with Simba. Boo and Simba hang out all the time in Boo's room or in my room or wherever. The two of them can be buddies. So that's why it's really bad for Simba right now, and I have to give him a lot of extra attention. And, if he doesn't start eating soon, I'm probably going to have to take him back to the vet. So Simba went to the animal hospital 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and 2 days at this point. And his blood test came back fine. So I might have to take him to the regular vet and maybe do another urine test, because the urine test indicated that he was dehydrated. His urine was highly concentrated. And the vet said to, get the urine rechecked and see, if the values change. So I might have to do that with Simba, but with everything that's been going on and with all the stress and with Boo, there was no way for me to take Simba to the vet because I was so just tied up with Boo and running to the hospital every day. I'm going to see what's going on with Simba today and then maybe have to make another vet appointment for him. How you doing, Splashy? You're a good boy, Splashy. You're a good boy. I got to brush Splash. Little fur's coming off of him. Good morning, Simba. How are you? He's laying under the day sofa in Boo's room. He likes it here when he wants privacy. Hey, Simba. Good morning. You want to eat some breakfast later? Or in a little while? You want to eat some food today? You want to eat some food, Simba? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, buddy? You okay, Simba? I woke up around 5 o'clock in the morning and Simba was laying here by the window, so I opened the window a little bit for him. I kind of felt bad for him. I was like, who's he looking for? Is he looking for Boo? And I gave him a churu and he did not want it. I'm surprised nobody ate it because Splash then jumped up by the window after Simba left. And I don't know. I guess they don't like churus. It's 8:15. Simba jumped on the bed to get brushed. Simba, you're so handsome. You're so handsome, Simba. It is 12:20 p.m. and here's Ringo. He's hanging out here on top of the cat tower in my room. All of the members of the Lucky 7 are so happy because they're upstairs today, or they are wherever they want to be after pretty much being downstairs for the past 3 days. But it was really their choice because, they could have come up if they wanted to, but they were too afraid. But I do have to say that the day before yesterday, at night, they did come up. They came as far as the hallway, they were looking around, and then when they saw strange people, they ran downstairs. So they are showing some improvement with regards to that. And now also, they don't always just go into hiding if someone new is in the house downstairs. After a while, they do come out and walk around down there, so that's good. I'm having a difficult day with regards to thinking about Boo because I miss him so much. And I still can't believe he's gone. And I can't believe how fast the past 8 years went. From July of 2017, when he showed up at my back door all scraped up and I knew I had to help him. I was with him just about every single day since then. And then in September, 2 months later, that's when I took him to the vet and he became a full-time house cat. I spent so much time outside working with him one-on-one. I spent hours every day training him, socializing him, getting him ready for being a house cat. And then when he became a house cat, he was in quarantine for 3 months by himself in that room or, outside of the room, just away from the other cats until we knew he didn't have any contagious diseases. He didn't have leukemia or anything like that. So that was a lot of one-on-one time with him then also. And where do the years go? They just fly by. And he's another case where I would never expect him to die so soon. I honestly thought I had at least another 5, 6, 7 years with him. I always knew he was FIV positive, so I thought maybe he'd reach, 15, 16, 17. I never thought I'd lose him before he even hit 10. Both Stella and Boo are estimated to be about 10 years old in a few months in June. That was their estimated birth date. Maybe they're going to be 10 in May. Maybe they were 10 this month. All I know is that they're just about 10 years old right now because they were probably a little bit less than a year old when Stella had her kittens. And right now, Splash and Simba will be celebrating their 9th birthday. They were born in 2016. So their 9th birthday is estimated to be sometime around the end of April or early May. So this is a horrible birthday present for them also. They lost both of their parents within the past few months. And I'm just trying to be as, positive and normal for them as I can be. And I really need to get everyone back onto a normal routine, but I'm still in shock over Boo. I mean, one day it's Easter, he's acting perfectly fine, having a great time. The only thing is he doesn't want to eat his food, which, cats do that all the time. Sometimes they just don't want to eat their food. And then a week later, he's gone. He's just gone. His organs have just shut down and he's gone. It's shocking to me. And it doesn't even seem real. And it makes me so sad. And I miss him so much because he was like my soul cat, both Stella and Boo. If there's such a thing as a soul cat, they were like my soul cats, but in different ways. Stella took my heart with her. When she left, my heart was just pulled out of my chest. It was just broken open. And then Boo, I feel like he took a part of my soul. The connection that I had with both Stella and Boo was so deep and so profound and so unique. It will never be the same with other cats ever. I don't care who, I don't care when. It's different. The connection that I have with Simba and Splash is different. The connection that I have with every member of the Lucky Seven is different. Some of the members of the Lucky Seven feel like strangers to me, like Ringo, Eva, and Goldie. I mean, they've been living in my house for years now, but I still can't even pet them. Here's Simba. He's laying on the cat tower in Boo's room. He just had a little bit of dry food earlier just because I wanted to see if he would eat something because he only ate about half of his breakfast, and he did eat some. So he's relaxing. The window's wide open. It's a beautiful day today, and I do have the screen door in. So the screen door is zipped up, so there's lots of air flowing through. I'm debating as to whether I want to go for a walk and then sit in the sun. Take about an hour just to, take care of myself and then get to work today. I'm trying to catch up with some stuff, and that's what is really hitting me about Boo, just because, Boo would either be sitting somewhere near me in a cat tower or, hanging out in a cat tower in the next room, or he might be here by the window. But he was always just so joyful and so happy, and I miss that. It's 11 p.m. and here's Simba. And I just put the mouse game on the iPad for him. He's never seen it before. Stella used to play this game. I think I gave it to Boo a few times, but it was really for Stella. But I showed it to Simba. He's pretty interested in it. Look, Simba. Get the mice. Hit it with your paw. Simba, hit it with your paw. Take your paw. Hit it. Ready? Here. Hit it. Hey, get the mice. Get it with the paw. Put your paw on it. Look. Simba, look. Look. Look, Simba, look. Get him. Get the mice, Simba. Get him. Hit him with your paw. Hit with your paw. Hit it. Ready? You could eat him. You gotta hit him. Ooh. See, you did it, Simba. You did it. Hit him again. Hit him again, Simba. Hit it. He's purring. Hit it with your paw. Hit it. Hit it with the paw. He doesn't like it when I do that. Simba. Don't be mean to me, Simba. So Simba ate his dinner, the majority of it, and then he had crunchies. He like inhaled his crunchies. And then we had some playtime. And right now I'm just about to get ready for bed, and Simba jumped on the bed. So I gave him this mouse game to look at for a while. And we're starting to get back into more of a regular routine, hopefully. Hopefully things are going to calm down and we'll get back into a routine. So Splash and Simba have a tiny bit of crunchies in their automatic feeders overnight. I know you know the name. Simba loves that word, crunchy. So they have like maybe a teaspoon that'll give them a little treat maybe around 2 a.m. and then another treat probably around between 4 and 5 a.m. Just enough to keep Simba's tummy happy so he doesn't throw up between meals. And he did good today, so he had like a little afternoon snack. He had a few crunchies, and then he had like one of those spoon squeeze up things. And then a little while later, I gave him another little squeeze up thing. And then he ate his dinner, so it's good. The goal is to get them more on like a regular schedule, which will be the case if, everything goes well tonight. They'll just have a little tiny bit of crunchies overnight. And then hopefully this morning, everyone will be eating their breakfast, and that'll be good. And the Lucky 7 had all of their leftover breakfast for dinner. So they didn't eat the breakfast. So what I do is I collect it up and I put it in a storage container in the refrigerator, and then I serve it to them for dinner. And they ate that. Then I gave them, I think like 2 more cans of food split among the 7 of them, and a few crunchies, and that'll get them through the night. And we'll see if they ate breakfast. You tired, Simba? You're tired? Simba's depressed because, Boo's not here and Stella's not here. Simba misses his mommy and his daddy, right, Simba? So I'm trying to give Simba lots of extra attention. So earlier this evening, after all the cats ate, Nancy wanted to come upstairs. So I was like, okay, Nancy, you could come upstairs. And she runs upstairs, through the kitchen, down the hallway to the living room. And then she looks for Boo, because that is what she always did. She would just run upstairs all excited and then look for Boo. Except Boo's not here anymore. So it's kind of sad to see her do that. But that's what she did. And then she's like a little bit like disoriented, like, well, where's Boo? Like, what's going on? So I tell her, I said, Boo's in heaven with Stella. Boo and Stella went to heaven, and that's where they are now. But then something really weird happened, which Nancy's never done before. So Nancy's like on the play rug, and I was sitting on the couch, and then I went over to Nancy on the play rug, and I was like, what's going on, Nancy? You want to play? You want some treats? Like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, she just like turns around and hisses. And there was like nothing there to hiss at. Like, Simba was in Boo's room, Splash was in the dining room. Nobody was anywhere near her in the direction of where she was hissing. So I was like, who is she hissing at? Like, what is she hissing at? So it got me wondering. I'm like, I wonder if she saw like Stella or Boo in spirit. You know, they say cats, can see spirits. So I was like, well, I wonder if maybe she saw Boo in spirit or Stella in spirit or something like that. And that's what she was hissing at. But she's never done something like that before. Like, Nancy has never just hissed at nobody. It was very strange.
Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.